Beyond the Badge is brought to you by the Edina Crime Prevention Fund.
Welcome to Beyond the Badge, a program about the inner workings of the Edina Police and Fire Departments. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sergeant Brian Hubbard. Drive sober or get pulled over. By now, most of us have heard this catchphrase from the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. The message is simple, but each year people continue to drive drunk. In 2014, the Department of Public Safety tied drunk driving to at least 88 deaths across Minnesota. This fact is one of the reasons Edina applied for and received a 4-year grant which provides money for an officer whose sole job is to be on the lookout for impaired drivers. Edina TV's Dietrich Nissen caught up with Officer Jake Heckert to see what makes his job different from other patrol officers and what kind of impact the DWI prevention officer makes on Edina's roadways.
All it takes is one beep and a number higher than the speed limit for Jake Heckert to pull you over.
A lot of times they run right into you, to tell you the truth.
At this point, spotting potentially impaired drivers
Just stop me for your speed back there.
has become a science for this 11-year traffic safety officer.
For example, where we're sitting right now doing radar, I get a lot of people that just speed. The biggest thing with driving while impaired is you're doing a psychophysical act. You're trying to think, which is paying attention to the road while you're doing a motor act of pushing on the gas pedal, paying attention to your steering, and you're dividing your attention between the things. So a lot of people concentrate so hard on the driving aspect of keeping it in between the lines that they're not paying attention to their speed.
Do you know how fast you were going?
I do not.
All right, you went past me at 71 back there.
More often than not, drivers get a warning
So there's your ID back. Yeah, just make sure you watch your speed, okay?
or a ticket.
Tonight I'm just going to issue a ticket for the speed.
But then, stopping someone for something that may seem minor,
Stopping you because your lights aren't fully on.
nets Heckert exactly what he's looking for.
Yeah, were you guys just smoking when I was stopping you or what?
Heckert's awareness and knowledge of traffic safety led to many moments like this one,
How do you normally do it? Just crush it, snort it, or do you just pop it, or what?
and emboldened him to volunteer for this DWI prevention position.
Just knowing that you're making the roads a safer place for everyone. I've had a lot of bad accidents in my career that I've had to respond to. And as part of that, you start wanting to take a more proactive approach to prevent them from happening.
But is this position making a difference?
Since he started the grant in June of 2015, Jake has made 91 DWI arrests. So as far as making our roads safer roadways, that definitely has an impact.
To put that into perspective, Chief Nelson says the Edina Police Department's total number of DWI arrests was 327. That means on his own, Heckert accounted for nearly 28% of those arrests, not to mention 470 traffic citations. And all of this happening in the last 6 months of 2015.
Have this grant become available to have a nighttime traffic officer focused on DWI, but also other violations, anything to make our streets safer for our commuting citizens. I mean, it was an awesome opportunity. We applied for the grant, and we were one of the very fortunate agencies to get selected for it.
This 4-year, $200,000 grant comes from the Minnesota Department of Traffic Safety's Toward Zero Death program.
It's nice because if you're on a call car or you're a part of patrol, you're subject to calls, which a lot of times will get in the way of DWI enforcement, especially if it's a busy night. You might not be able to run any traffic whatsoever. This position's sort of exclusive to that, where I don't respond to calls unless it's something major to the point where we need an additional car and I have to come off the grant. You know, I love the position. I think it's a great asset.
So if you're on the roads at night, you may want to check your speed and drive sober or get pulled over.
Do you have your ID on you? I'm just stopping for your speed back there.
In Edina,
I had you at 68 and it's 55 here.
Dietrich Nissen, Edina TV.
The grant is scheduled to end in 2019, but the Edina Police Department plans to reapply as long as the grant is available. There's now an easy way for Edina residents to dispose of small amounts of prescription drugs, thanks to a donation from the Edina Crime Prevention Fund. The medication disposal bags contain activated carbon, which neutralizes medication and prevents it from contaminating groundwater and drinking water. Each bag can be filled with up to 90 pills, 12 ounces of liquid medicine, or 12 transdermal patches. Using the bags is easy. Tear open the bag and place any expired or leftover medication inside. Then fill the bag halfway with warm water. Wait for 30 seconds as the carbon neutralizes the medication. Seal the bag and give it a gentle shake. This will help make sure the carbon affects all of the medication. Finally, dispose of the sealed bag in any garbage can.
I think the primary function was just the fact that there's a lot of medications out there. I mean, more people are taking medications. I mean, if you look at the stats, so there's a lot of medications sitting expired in people's drawers, and so there's room for poor use of those medications, kids getting into them, somebody, a cleaning lady's taking them, who knows what, or just abuse. And that was more of from a crime fund standpoint, I think that was more of the issue was, you don't want them, there's a street value to a lot of these narcotics. And so I think that was our first feeling on it.
The bags are free and can be picked up at either the police department or Fire Station 1 during weekday business hours. If you have larger quantities of medication, the Hennepin County Library at Southdale has a drop box location for safe disposal. Recently, residents of the Morningside neighborhood have had their packages go missing. As part of its monthly education campaign, we're sharing information on ways to protect your home against burglary. You can request the mail carrier hold your mail or place the box somewhere out of sight. Be sure to lock your doors and purchase timers for your home's lights as a way of deterring would-be burglars. Finally, avoid posting any vacation plans on social media because you never know who may be looking at your posts. Burglars may see your posts through a friend's account.
A lot of these are crimes of opportunity, and so the people may not choose your house as a target. It also keeps most people away if you have lights on. They just simply don't want to be there.
If you believe you're a victim of burglary, the first thing you should do is document how you've been victimized. Secondly, file a report with the police department. On behalf of the City of Edina's Public Safety Team, thanks for tuning in to learn a little bit more of what goes on beyond the badge. Until next time, stay safe.